Hello, fellow adventurers. We spent the last night at a Lowe's parking lot in Virginia while on our way to the RV dealership to trade in our rig.
We did. I'm so helpful and not at all providing commentary. It's been an exhausting couple of days. If you have ever considered buying an RV to go full time, or if you're full timing and you're considering trading in, it's a lot of work.
It's definitely a lot of work. We spent the last several days offloading our gear from the old RV, storing it at a family member's place in their garage.
Yeah, thankfully we had that option. If you don't, I highly recommend getting a storage unit because you don't realize how much you put into one of these RVs until you see it all laid out in front of you. And 400 square feet of space holds a lot of stuff. We kept just the essentials in the RV, and it still took us a couple of hours to transfer stuff from one RV over to the other.
Yeah, at the end of the day, after we had spent many hours in finance and doing other things like that, we were
We were exhausted.
exhausted and then ferrying stuff back and forth and back and forth
Down the stairs, up the stairs, down the
and
stairs, up the stairs, down the stairs, up the stairs, down the stairs, up the stairs.
switching out mattresses
Yeah,
and
and
oh,
toilet seats.
toilet seats.
Because I like our toilet seat and it's no longer available on the market. You can get other variations, but you can't get ours. So Mike thankfully was able to transfer that over for us
At the last minute.
at the last minute. Yeah. Follow along on this adventure with us as we take you through the 48 hours of trading in the RV and getting
Purchasing the new one
getting moved into the new RV.
and getting to our camping spot for the night where we plan to spend about a week at while we try out the new rig.
One thing to keep in mind if you are boondocking is that if you run low on batteries, then you are going to struggle a little bit with getting things in like your slide ins and your jacks and things like that. So it's always important to do those one at a time so you're not drawing too much on your battery. And sometimes when you're boondocking, you're grateful for the little things. It kind of takes you back and reminds you of like all the little things in life, like how to be grateful for a safe and quiet spot to sleep with a bonus of a little bit of grass next to it. Always remember to do a brakes and a lights check the morning of as well, because you disconnected your trailer. You did disconnect your trailer, right? Tell me you just disconnected your trailer, because you made that mistake one time. But you disconnected your trailer, which means that you need to always make sure that everything is running properly before you get on the road. So that means a brakes check and a lights check.
I'll get a people check too.
1, 2, and 2 humogs. 3, 4. Ready to go. We are approaching the RV
Turn
dealership.
right at the traffic light.
And I have to say, I'm excited, but I'm a little nervous. I just want, everything to go right.
Yeah.
And we've been working really hard and exhausted on top of it. So nervous, excited, and exhausted.
Mile, turn
all
right
at the same
North
time.
Lake Park Drive.
But it is going to be a very exciting day. I think I'll be a lot more excited at the end of the day than I am at the beginning of the day. Right now, it just feels like a lot ahead of us still. A lot of things that have to fall into place and move correctly. And so those are my thoughts. What are your thoughts?
My thoughts are, can we fast forward to the next chapter like you guys?
Skip. Can we just skip to the good part? Let's do that. We get to the RV dealership. We get our VIP passes, so we're pretty excited. And then we sit and wait and wait a little bit longer. They are at this point already have our RV trade-in, and they're walking through it. Then they take us and walk us through our new RV and show us all the bells and whistles. One thing we did remember to do though, and always make sure to ask first, but ask if you can record the walkthrough as you go through and they show you how everything works in the RV, because that is a fantastic tool for you later on to go back and review it. So then we moved to finance.
Finance was its own adventure.
They don't allow recording in finance, so you won't see any video from that.
One of the things, and some of the other people like Wild RV Life have mentioned this before,
Yep.
is you really do have to watch out for the warranties, because when they gave us the price for like the warranty on the vehicle, the tire warranty,
Coating on the outside,
the coating on the outside, and some other stuff, they gave us the cost in a monthly change to our
the change to our monthly cost.
correct. Sorry, the monthly payment cost.
What I asked for specifically was, what's the total cost? And then he broke it down into the increase in the monthly cost. And we thought, well, that seems kind of inexpensive, but okay, I guess we'll go ahead and we'll do it.
Like, why not? I mean, it wasn't.
Why wouldn't we do it at that point?
Yeah, and we were too tired to realize that was way too low. Having bought several cars before,
and
that was lower than a
previous RV as well. Yeah, we should have realized, but we were tired. And so I guess mistake number 2, don't go into this tired, but I'm not sure that's avoidable. But I will say this, if you do, here's how we fixed that. When we realized it, and we did realize it before we got to the final piece, we're like, stop everything. And no, take all of this out. This is not okay. We were not agreeing to that. That's not what we understood.
And some of the other things that we ran into while we were buying the new RV was they wanted to take our truck back and inspect it.
Oh my gracious. They tried to do that. They kept saying that over and over and over. And again,
well, that's not okay.
Yeah, we just said no.
We're not going to give them our truck. I mean, it's not that there's anything in our truck that we wouldn't want them to see. It's just
our dogs. No. Well, yeah, our dogs were in our truck, and they tried to pressure us about that too, which again was not okay. And so just don't be afraid to say no. You know, this is a deal that you're making with the RV, yes, but you need to feel empowered to say no on things that you're not comfortable with.
So item 3 that we did right then is we asked them beforehand, before we even got there, how many batteries they were going to give us in the new RV. And I expected there to be 2 because of the size of this RV and the power.
And that's a dealership decision, by the way. That's not a RV manufacturer decision. That's a dealership decision. So it is a spot you can negotiate on.
Yeah, from the people from the manufacturer of the new RV, they do not provide batteries, and that is,
I think that's standard. I think that's
pretty much industry standard. Yeah, so dealers make the decision on what batteries to put
how many, what size, what quality. So to your point,
they were only going to give us 1. So I'm like, well,
then we're only going to give you 1.
Yeah,
because we have 2. It's another thing I feel like we did right. Even though this was a good mattress, it was a higher than normal quality mattress on the bed. We said, no, we want our own mattress. So, if you want your own mattress, then just tell them that.
And if you're purchasing your first RV, make sure you ask them things like, what do I need to get going? Because every RV is different. Like every RV comes with different things.
Right. So then for the fun part, once you get done with all the finance and everything else, then it's time to actually do all the packing and unpacking, or unpacking and packing, however you want to look at it. One thing that we did right is we did ask them to move the RV over for us so that it was right across, the doors were right across from each other. It still made it a little bit dicey to try to navigate between the two and do a little bit of a shimmy, but it was way closer. We had way less steps at the end of the day. It was still plenty, but we had way less steps at the end of the day because we had them literally the doors were facing each other, and we could just transfer one to the other. So definitely that was a huge help for us. And like I said, we had pre-gamed by removing everything that really wasn't essential for us to live off of for that week. I mean, we were kind of, for full-time RVers in an RV like this, we were roughing it.
Yeah. One thing to watch out for, one thing that we didn't necessarily do right, was watching out for them disconnecting your battery. They
Yes.
disconnected our battery and shut off our fridge on the inside, which was still full of food.
It was still, and they knew we'd said multiple times that we were full-time RVers, and the RV was still had stuff in it and our belongings in it, and they disconnected the battery, and therefore we lost some of our food. So now the moment that you've been waiting for, the moment that we were so excited to share with you guys, what RV we decided to upgrade to.
A Brinkley!
Woo-woo!
Not just any Brinkley.
That's right. Which Brinkley?
We got the Model Z, not the 3100,
The 3400.
the 3400, the one with the back deck.
The one with the back deck. We're so excited to show you guys. So make sure that you have liked and subscribed so that you don't miss our inside tour, because we're going to give you an inside tour as close to move-in day as we can. And then we're also going to do one in about like 4 weeks to 6 weeks later to show you all the upgrades and changes that we've made, the things that we've done to add to it to make it feel more like home.
That's right.
Stay tuned. No.
Like
Subscribe.
and subscribe. That's right.
Because this is a new RV to us, Mike had the brilliant idea, and I do mean brilliant, of checking the turn radius, because we were going from a travel trailer to a gooseneck, and not just a fifth wheel, but a gooseneck. And since we had never done this before, he wanted to test the limits on our ability to turn. And we did so in the nice, large, empty parking lot of the RV dealership before we left. This was huge, because then later down the road, not so much later down the road, when we got into some very tight turn spots, we already knew what we could do and what the capabilities were before we would cause any damage to the rig or to the truck.
One of the other fun things we had to learn is how to use a Gen Y trailer hitch. Thankfully, though, that was really straightforward with their little Y logo that they put on there for their locking mechanisms.
We found ourselves following the Google GPS, which we always say never to do, and we got ourselves into a bit of a pickle, not even a mile from the RV dealership. So here we are. Decisions were made. Mistakes were made. Here we are backing our rig down this parking lot and turning around. At this point, it is 7 o'clock in the evening. We're exhausted. We have been going nonstop for over 12 hours, hadn't stopped to eat lunch. We were a little bit hangry, if I'm being honest. And when we backed all the way up into a spot to turn around, I realized there's a Wendy's right across the street. And we can either, like, we had a bigger decision to make. Either get to the RV park where we were going to stay for the night before dark, which of course is always the preference, or stop and get something to eat. So we were making smarter decisions.
That's a really smart decision, because there is absolutely zero places to eat at the campground.
Right. And then we would have been trying to figure out what to eat once we got there.
Hashtag Bowling Green. One restaurant in the entire town. It's a Mexican restaurant.
It's good, though.
Yeah.
So it's the night of getting our Brinkley, and we are just pulling in. This is not how we wanted to do this. This is late at night, but we're doing it. This is us doing it. The one good piece of news is that we got a pull-through site with plenty of space. So we're going to get ourselves settled here and have enough wiggle room. It's not a really tight space, which is good.
The puppies are here with us. They're all a little tired. Worn out.
Just a little bit.
But we are in the new RV.
In our new home. It's been a long day.
Long day.
Yeah, we've been on the go for what? 13 hours?
It's 7 this morning, and it's
9.
9. Yeah.
But I mean, not just going, but like going.
Yeah, like going hard.
So we've got so much to show you guys. Like, we're really excited about being in the new place, but it's gonna have to wait for a little bit. Not too long for you, because I'm sure we can fast forward to the good part.
Yeah, skip to the good part.
Skip to the good part for you. But for us, it's probably gonna be a little bit of time in between, because we still have a lot of settling, repacking, unpacking. Tonight, it's about rest and recovery, and hopefully a good night's sleep for everyone. And
We'll update you more tomorrow.
Yeah.
And don't forget what I normally say. I forgot.
Line. Don't wait another day to start your next adventure.
You got this.
Wait, are we saying it to us or to them?
I think to them.
I think it was to us. We got this.
Yeah, we got this.
A new place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive.